This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake that fire.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out you.
You need you're up to it, go ahead.
Wow, that's a clip from League of Their Own. Tom Hanks, Madonna. This is a list of the slew of names. DB, name some.
Lori Petty,
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell, Tom Hanks, who was just in that scene, John Lovitz, who's also in Mother's Day, which comes out this Friday.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people, man.
And our guest today,
Garry Marshall.
Garry Marshall, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Marshall.
Icon.
Hi, what a big audience.
Yeah, man. And they all came out for you, Mr.
Yeah.
Marshall. They all came out for you. And I was just talking to Mr. Marshall outside, and I was looking at all of his credits, and they never do justice in these, when you do this research. You got to go deep. And I realized, man, that this guy is the reason, like, I worked for MTV. I worked in television for, 16 years. I'm still an infant compared to you. But the shows, the Dick Van Dyke Show, the Danny Thomas Show, the Lucy Show, the Tonight Show with Jack Parr.
What?
Yeah, I was trained well.
You were trained well, right?
Everything Lucy taught me, I taught my sister Penny for Laverne and Shirley. That's how you keep it going.
So Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy, and then the Lucy Show, Married to Desi Arnaz, gave you pointers that you gave your sister Penny. Yeah.
That's how I learned to do physical comedy. She was quite brave, and she taught me something. Never think you're doing well.
Really?
You don't get cocky or anything, because I was writing Dick Van Dyke, right? Yeah. So we were winning Emmys, and Lucy was Lucy, running forever, doing all that wonderful slapstick stuff. And I said, well, I can't do this anymore. I got to go with Dick Van Dyke,
Yeah.
And they said, no, your wife. They said, producer said to me, you just had a kid, didn't you? I just had my first child. And they said, when you write for Lucy, it's like an insurance policy. I said, really? And they said, think of your kid. All right. So I wrote another year or so. I wrote Lucy in 1965.
Wow.
It's now 2016.
Uh-huh.
I still get a check. It's only 16 cents.
But you still get it.
But
Wow.
1965. Give me a break.
Come on.
Dick Van Dyke.
Never be a big shot.
Yeah, kids, listen to that. Keep some humility about your game, all right?
Uh-huh.
Dick Van Dyke Show was interesting because you guys in the bedroom, Mary Tyler Moore, did she play his wife, right?
Yeah.
Mary Tyler Moore played his wife, and they slept in separate beds.
Yes, it wasn't allowed.
That was just a sign of the time.
Lucy and Ricky.
Lucy and Ricky slept in separate beds, right?
I think everybody, Happy Days, they didn't even sleep in the same room sometimes. But that was the rules, yes.
That was the rules.
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley, we had Cindy Williams come up to our show not too long, maybe last year, 2 years ago.
Last year.
And it was the same thing. I just idolized these people because in my childhood I studied the TV, and they had, similar to the Odd Couple, they had a certain chemistry about them that made it appeal.
Yeah, chemistry is hard to get, but when you see it, you know it.
Yeah.
And it was very nice for me to have people come up. Happy Days family, I kind of made up. That wasn't my family. That was a fantasy family. But a lot of kids, people come up and say, I had a miserable childhood, but I used to watch Happy Days and say, maybe there could be something like that someday. So got people a lot through some tough times.
We had Henry Winkler up here.
Oh, yeah.
About it.
Wow, yeah, good memory, Sway. What I wanted to say to you, Mr. Marshall, is that I was a big fan of The Odd Couple as well. And I remember your sister, I was young, but I was confused about television and how that worked because she was Myrna. Yeah. She was Oscar's secretary on The Odd Couple. And then I was like, well, how can Myrna be Laverne or Laverne and Shirley? It was very confusing as a kid. And I always said to myself, I would meet you one day because I found out that November 13th was your birthday.
That's exactly
I read all about you because I was fascinated with The Odd Couple, and November 13th is my birthday as well.
Oh.
So that's how I knew we would meet one
Gary
day.
and Heather B. and Gary Marshall, born on the same day.
That's my lucky number 13. That's
mine
why
too.
I became best friends with Taylor Swift. That's her.
Wow. That's right.
number. She wears it on her arm, 13
Yeah.
on her fist.
You're a
so-
big Taylor Swift fan? You listen to her music?
Yeah. I directed her in the movie. What was it called?
Valentine's Day. And she did really
She's pretty,
great.
Yeah, pretty good actress, I gotta say.
Yeah,
but
is.
she's singing too big now.
Yeah.
But you know, I talked to her when we first met. I said, "You're 19. I'm 107. So tell me something. When you get depressed, what do you do?" Because I always like to know with actresses what do they do to get out of the bad mood. She said, "When I get depressed, I write a song." I said, "Well, I hope you get depressed a lot because you write good."
Right, some hit records, right? You know.
No, she's a wonderful person.
Julia Roberts. You work with her now. This will be your 4th time.
Yeah.
But I remember Pretty Woman is just like
Beyond classic.
beyond classic, right?
Worked out for me, that one. It was good. No, she was 21 when we shot that, and we celebrated her birthday in an alley on Hollywood Boulevard, and I gave her a cupcake and one sip of champagne. She was 21. She was legal.
Yeah.
And I said, "That's it. Back to work." And we went back to work. But now she's a mom and everything and doing well, and we still work together. We talk shorthand, you know. And I know her pretty well. And I said, "Okay, so this is your assistant, Sheila." And then I saw her make a face. I said, "You don't like the actress? It's your sister."
Yeah.
It was her real sister in Mother's Day. And she said, "No, I don't. I knew a person. I don't like that name." I said, "All right, now because we have to move along, I'd say, ooh, let's name her Betty, because I know that's Julia's mother's name." So she, "Oh, Betty's a wonderful
And that's
name."
how it
And
happened.
and her name's Betty
That's her name.
in the show.
Wow.
That's how we work fast. You think it's very intellectually involved. It's not always.
Quite elementary, right?
Yes.
Let me
But
ask.
she's a good actress.
She's a good actress. Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah. I know
George
him.
Jefferson played George Jefferson.
Red Fox was my hero.
Red
by the way.
Fox, Sanford and Son. You know, when did the color barrier start to break in Hollywood, where you could put people of color on TV? Because you didn't see a whole lot of it. On Happy Days and all those other shows.
Yeah, I
Dick Van
remember.
Dyke.
They told me there were no black people in the 50s. I said I grew up in the Bronx, in the DeWitt Clinton High School.
Yeah.
You know, we had everybody. But I actually had a black character on. His name was Sticks.
His name was
He
Sticks.
was the drummer.
He was also the player. He was on Good Times. He made an appearance on Good Times, as well as the cousin Cleotis, who stole the money
stole the money
Cletus
from-
on
yeah.
Good Times. Yeah, I watch
Damn,
way too much
AP.
television. I'm embarrassed. All right. Yeah, but
That's- I
Sticks was
love
a
it.
character.
The field.
Yeah.
No, well, but slowly Dynamite, you know,
Oh,
started,
JJ,
that
yeah.
was good, and then slowly but surely now, when everybody's in my field, comedy, they're the best of the best.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I got a girl, Lonnie Love.
Lonnie Love,
very
she's
funny.
hilarious.
She's really funny on Mother's Day, and we had a good time together. I'm going on her show. She has a TV show.
She has her own show,
For
right?
real.
The real.
For real.
Hey, did you and Norman Lear ever work together on anything?
Well, Norman was kind of one of my mentors, and I remember he was telling me he won all these awards, and he said, The Odd Couple is a very good show. He says, but I was kind of shy, to be honest. He said, you have to be more outgoing and gregarious. That wasn't my style. I kind of wrote in the corner with a toothpick in my mouth so I could stop smoking. That was me. I didn't want to talk to nobody. But he taught me how to go out and be friends and nice and try to smile and be on Shay's show.
Yeah,
See, in the
okay,
old days,
okay.
I wasn't too scared, but now
No,
I'm
you're
here.
okay. Now you're on Sway in the morning.
Word.
Garry, it's downhill from here, to be honest with you, man. It's just, you reached the top of the totem pole.
No, he helped me. though.
Okay,
No.
he helps you. Norman Lear. You directed the film Mother's Day, which is in theaters this Friday. Man, Jennifer Aniston, Kate Hudson. Kate's been here. Jennifer hasn't been here, huh?
Jennifer Aniston never came yet.
Jason
Beautiful
Sudeikis.
girl,
Yeah.
and People Magazine said she's the most beautiful, which is lucky for me. It came out now.
This came out now. It's all a promotion. Now, DB is our movie junkie. That's DB over there,
Oh,
Mr.
how's it
Marshall.
going? I saw the movie last night, and I was actually texting Wonder because there was a lot of it was a great comedy in it. And I was also doing some research about, you hear how directors like to run their sets. Some people are kind of strict, and they like to be serious and business every day. I read that you used to keep a basketball goal on the set, and you used to keep it very light and have everybody. You're a big fan of basketball?
Basketball and softball. I still play softball. So we like ARC softball, senior softball. But, no, I like a loose set. I let you bring friends, relatives. Everybody can come visit. And we have more of a party kind of atmosphere. And, yes, we do let's get the character right, and we tell me about your childhood, your inner self, your outer self, your around yourself. But a lot of times I do louder, softer, faster, slower. That usually works for me once we get the character. So we have a good time, and I have Tom Hanks. You ran that clip in between scenes. We used to toss the softball always. Now Hector Elizondo.
Yeah, your good friend Hector was in all your movies.
18 pictures Hector's been in, and we throw the ball every day. We throw the ball in between scenes because, you could go crazy making movies.
Yeah, we've seen it.
You don't say.
There was a line when Jason Sudeikis, he's the coach of his daughter's soccer team, and there's a line that from League of Their Own where he says, "There's no texting in soccer. There's crying in soccer, but there's no texting." I thought that was pretty cool also.
Yeah, that was how I wanted to pay homage to my sister Penny, who directed League of Their Own, and I said to Jane, let's do something. Because literally, the kids, when they were playing, warming up, they were all texting. I didn't make it up. I said, let's do text, no texting in soccer. You got to do soccer now. It's international sport. Yeah. But we do, and he ad-libbed most of that. He just went off on a riff. He's very good, Jason.
That was good.
These style films, though, it's like how many stories in
There's
one
a couple.
film? There's a multitude of stories in one film.
Well, I got it right in Valentine's Day. I got to be honest. New Year's Eve, too many stories.
You thought so?
Yes, I thought there was too many. So now I cut it down now in 4 good stories with, 4. You saw there's a poster, 4 of them there. And they're all stories, from, I'm sure, somewhere in your life. Your mother said, "You're really dating that girl? That's the one you're going to date? And look at this guy. That's the guy you want to marry." So we go into that. And, unfortunately, today the world divorce is in there. And child custody is always depicted as kind of yelling and hateful, and so we do a pretty good version of that. That's funny, and I think more heartwarming. I believe the power of positive thinking, and I say sometimes uplifting's not bad. You ever watch the news? Go see this movie after the news.
You'll feel better. Huh?
Yeah, I think we can be a little better.
The iconic Garry Marshall is here. Mother's Day is in theaters this Friday. So you play softball in your spare time, huh?
A lot.
Yeah. What other kind of things you do? You surf or something? You a surfer?
No, my son's a great surfer.
Okay.
I tell you a story I never told.
Okay. Good. I want to hear this.
We were having some problems. Things go wrong sometimes. But I truly believe in miracles. My son had this picture. He's a good director. In Mother's Day, we shot with a drone. I don't even know what a drone is. My son shoots all the second unit helicopter. I'm afraid of heights. I don't want to scare you. But anyway, he was playing and he lost this job. The picture didn't go through, but he's a very good athlete, and he was playing in some charity tournament, and he made a hole in one and won $2,500. Look at that. So sometimes somebody
miracles happen.
Help you.
Penny, where's Penny at?
Penny's doing okay. Can you be serious for a second?
Yeah, sure.
No, Penny and I both went through cancer. We're cancer survivors, and you can get through it. It's tough, but we got through it. And Penny had a little tougher time than me, but she's doing great now. And she's got a picture about, I didn't know this, but she's got a picture about a white lady in Alabama who started the Negro League. And it's a whole story about how, it changed the whole game of baseball. Yeah. Those leagues and those great plays, Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige. I met Satchel Paige. And that's...
You met Satchel Paige?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, people always say, Julia Roberts, they're brilliant, but they never intimidate me.
Yeah.
But athletes, Satchel Paige, I could hardly speak. Hello, Mr. Page. Because, athletes, my dream, people say, your dream was to be this. My dream was to play second base for the Yankees. That was my dream.
Wow, you were dreaming big.
Yeah, big. I was big. I didn't even get close to something.
You're in the Senior Citizen Softball League. You can still imagine it, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's close.
I Mother's Day is a terrific picture. I hope it does well. But I hit a double about 2 weeks ago. That made me higher than ever, boy.
Awesome.
That's great. Garry Marshall is here, man. Let me ask you, was there a definitive moment in your career that just kind of changed the trajectory for the better? One of these, scripts that you wrote, or what was that defining moment in one of the works, one of the projects that you did?
Well, there's always, in every project, there's something. But I think when they gave me this kid, Julia Roberts, when I had to rewrite the script of Pretty Woman because it was a little too dark. Disney wanted it funnier, so I made it. But I met her, and I wasn't sure if she was funny or not. And I think when I tested her, it was all right.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you got to put a champion against a champion. I brought in a actor named Charles Grodin, and I said, see this man? I'm going to test you with him. He's going to ad-lib the whole thing. Try to stay with him. And I did the screen test, and right there she just lit it up. And I said, I think we got a show here with her.
Wow.
Finally figured out where her humor was. And Charles wrote, look how I broke the studio.
Garry Marshall broke the brand new studio.
I think the definitive time was I was clumsy and somebody laughed. I said, that's my job. But anyway, when I saw her light up that screen, my first thing was if we put a Nike swish on your tooth with that smile, we could make a fortune.
Wow.
She didn't want to do that. But no, I think that was a time when I thought really I had something that was bigger than I was.
Wow, Garry Marshall. One last question.
Yeah, Garry.
I have some here. Hi.
Hi. So there's so many people in Hollywood, especially in front of the scenes, who just don't want to embrace the art of getting older. And you've been able to find so much success at every chapter in your life. What would you say to those people? What can they look forward to of getting older?
There's a lot of good things. People think you're wise. I don't quite know what that means, wise. I know wise guy, but I don't know wise. No, I think that there's always something that could happen new in life. I don't know you people here. I just met Jay. Nice people. I walked
Garry, you got to
here.
say Sway. It's Sway. You keep calling me Jay. But you know what?
Sway?
Tell the
Sway.
Sway. But my family calls me Jay.
Really?
Your family.
I'm going to say Sway because a good girl in the movie is Shay Mitchell.
That's right.
That's
Shay
right.
Mitchell
See,
is
I
in the
get them
movie.
all mixed up.
There's a lot of A's in there.
Anyway, getting older, you can't remember the man's name. It's just nice to be here. And every day something new could happen. So I don't think people worry about looks and this and that, but I don't think that's the key to life is how you look. You try. I try for cute, but so what? I think... One story. I grew up in the Bronx. In my neighborhood, there were three things. Either you could punch a person well, you could catch a ball well, or you could dress well. And literally, in my neighborhood in the Bronx came Ralph Lauren and Calvin Klein. His name was Ralph Lifshitz.
Yeah.
I almost nobody wanted to buy Polo by Lifshitz. It doesn't work out. But
True.
It's true.
it was how you look. And I think today in clothing and the stuff now you can look good, and I just enjoy as the years go by you learn more and more and you don't get so upset of everything. I learned take the high road, and is this the end of the world? I finally figured out dead is the end of the world. Everything else is great.
Garry Marshall, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by,
Thank you
sir.
so much, Mr. Marshall.
All right, don't forget Mother's Day in theaters this Friday. Great movie. Take the entire family and watch it twice at the very minimum, okay? Please send our love to Penny.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
She's doing great.
Big fan of her.
It's Sway in the morning. Only
On Shea 45.